I'm back. I am Maxie Barity, and this is Let's Be Real. So, I wanted to talk today about fear. So, I guess I don't know if I coined this term, but I was thinking about it last night, and I decided that I want to not fear fear. I want fear to fear me. So, what does that mean? Well, I don't know if you've been watching the news. I've been trying not to. I've only been checking Twitter and then Googling like news in Google and hitting CNN like maybe once in the morning and then once at night. Just because I cannot take all the coverage and all the bad stuff with everything that's going on. And then yesterday we just had in the U.S., the United States, shooting in California. So it's just so hard not to be scared and not to have fear. And having fear is 1000% okay. And why is it okay do you think? For me, I think that it's okay to have fear because it's scary and it seems like we're just becoming so numb to it that it's just like, oh, that happened. Okay, but what's for lunch today? Can I have dinner now? Or, oh, this weekend I'm going out and partying. Who cares? And it doesn't, for me, it gets me like really deep in my gut. And for anyone else that has anxiety and stress, I'm sure that it's also put everyone like me in a tailspin where I try not to obsess, but I can't stop obsessing. With me, I either go from one extreme to another. I either completely just ignore, and just try to stay in my little bubble, or I do my other thing where I basically just watch CNN or the news where I'm Googling till the wee hours of the morning, and I haven't slept in like 5 days, but I'm just emotionally drained from it all. So, I think that the main issue, and I want to stay completely out of the politics of this. This is completely just about conquering fear in a world that is completely not in your control. So, how do we do that? Well, for me, I'm not quite sure how I can do it. I think I can base my reactions on how I feel and do like a mental self check. So, how am I mentally being? Am I obviously laying on the couch for days watching the news footage, or am I just Googling like every single article on how to stay safe in the mass shooting? Other actual ways of being productive and getting out the stress and anxiety, for me at least, is yoga. I do it every single morning, and working out. I just basically, I don't even really listen to music anymore when I'm exercising because I just want to get that anger and frustration out, and I just let it fuel my workout. So I'm literally like not even paying attention to anything else, just getting the pain and the anger out. And well, it does work. So, um, but I definitely think that also talking about it is also obviously a great thing, and to keep things in perspective, as hard as that is. So, for example, I have been talking about obviously everything that's been going on in the world and in the country between terrorist attacks, mass shootings, whatever it could be for you, even. But this is just because it's obviously making huge headlines for where I live in the U.S. For me, it's kind of, I don't know quite if it's PTSD, if it's a bad memory, just replaying. Uh, but I actually have been in two situations, which bring, whenever I hear, the word about a shooting, it's definitely like, oof, and I start to tense up, I get anxiety, I start to stress. Where am I going? Oh my God, I went out literally last weekend, out to dinner, and I freaked out. I started crying because I was just like shaking. I was so scared to even go and eat out. Actually, that happened twice last week. because when I was little, I, the, okay, Google the DC sniper, and you'll kind of get like a lot of information, like a little info on what happened. But basically, there was a sniper, well, two snipers, uh, and they randomly chose their victims. And one of the things that I remember very, very strongly, even though I was a little kid at the time, was that my school actually blockaded the entry breezeway in case, God forbid, they would have, driven past, because my school was like in a circle. You go around it, all the way around it actually, for pickup and drop off. So they actually blockaded the whole breezeway, and I just remember that. And then another time, it was like literally seconds or I don't know what it was, seconds, minutes, hours, I don't know. But my mom had been at the same gas station as them, so it was really like, I mean, it hit home. But more recently, I will say, last year I went to the beach, and I was, having fun. I was swimming, going diving, snorkeling, looking for shells. I didn't care if there were two great whites on, the beach off the coast. I mean, who cares about that? I love sharks. But the real terror came my last night. There, I was with my mom in our hotel room, and the hotel had a private beach. But obviously, at like 2 in the morning, who are you really going to say, oh, I'm sorry, that's a private beach? Anyone can go on it. So what happened was we started to hear what sounded like, literally, it sounds like fireworks or firecrackers. So that started, and then we like called first the hotel, and they were like, well, this is what happens this week, who cares? So then we called the police. And it felt like forever for them to arrive, and we didn't know where they were shooting from, where they were shooting, were they coming, were they gonna, storm our hotel room, were they gonna try to come up our balcony. It was very, very scary, and you don't know what to do. You don't know, do you go to the bathroom and lay down? Like, I mean, where could the bullets hit? It was very, very, very scary. And I think from that experience last year, it's really just been circling and running through my head constantly. The past few weeks, especially, I mean, we're only about a month and a half post Vegas, about 2.5 weeks, I think, post the New York terror attack, and then, of course, about almost a week and a half now post the Texas church shooting, and then one day post the California shooting. And of course, there are many more shootings that have happened in the U.S. history, but it's very, very difficult to, weigh your fear, but also be able to live your life. And it's so hard too, because people are telling you, well, you can't let them, when you just do what your thing. But especially if you have stress and anxiety like I do, I know it's very, very hard. So if anyone is watching this and you also have stress and anxiety, I hope that I kind of tried to calm you down. I honestly feel a little calmer myself. And as usual, leave any comments that you have in the comment section right down there. And this is Let's Be Real with Maxie Verity, and I will be back next week. And yes, I have been really trying hard not to be political, and I hope I'm not political, because I really try not to. I don't like politics. I've probably said that 50,000 times. But anyway, so next week,